Thanks for joining us at True Blue Homeschool as we journey to north central Kansas. Known as the Sunflower State, we didn't get to see the sunflower fields, but we did have flat, well-maintained, easy driving roads and big open skies. This video is about the day trips we made while staying at Webster State Park. We stayed at Webster State Park in Kansas for a week in September, and the weather cooperated beautifully. I have a complete video on Webster State Park. Check that out for more details. Today we're off to Nicodemus National Historic Site. Come along with us. Nicodemus is a tiny town with only a few dozen residents, about 15 minutes from Webster State Park. There are no businesses other than the National Historic Site, but the town has big cultural and historical significance for the westward expansion of people in the post-Civil War time. There are 5 buildings as part of the site, but only one is open. There are interpretive signs to explain the buildings and the history of the area. Then you can venture into the Old Town Hall, which is staffed with local, knowledgeable employees. There you can pick up national park brochures and watch a video.
As long as I'm here, even Nicodemus, it's more of a feeling that it is a place, I guess.
There are a few displays, but mostly it's a series of interpretive signs. The kids were able to do their Junior Ranger programs. The kids dressed up for the day, one as a sheriff and one as a pioneer child, just to add fun to their adventure. Outside, there was an old-fashioned playground that the kids were able to climb and slide and spin. Overall, I would say Nicodemus is worth a stop because of its historical significance. Our next adventure took us to the Frank Walker Museum in Rooks County. The museum is located in Stockton, Kansas. On the outside, they have this interesting dollhouse made out of stones from the local area. In the lobby, there's a tapestry of the local attractions, and then you head into one main room that is divided into small sections with different categories of local history. Many of the items were donated, and they've arranged them in groups based on time period, for example. There's a World War section with medals and explanations of people from the area that were involved in some of the earlier wars. There's an old barber shop area, an old school area with some of the items from the original schoolhouse. Interesting story about local musician residents. Old medical equipment. The old schoolhouse with the old books was perhaps my favorite part of it. They had several old pianos, many old dolls, furniture and equipment from earlier in this last century, items from local post offices, hotels, famous people that lived in the area. Basically, you could stand in any one section and look for quite a while because there's lots and lots of little knickknacks. We had a personal guide to walk us through the whole museum and answer any questions that came up and explain how they got their items and that they have a whole storage shed full of more items available to put in new display areas, like this one. They had items on the walls, on the floors, some up above. If you took the time and looked around, you kept noticing more and more items. And this is what it looks like at the end of a museum trip. Well, that's it for our field trips to Nicodemus National Historic Site and the Frank Walker Museum in Rooks County, Kansas. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join us next time as we homeschool one adventure at a time.